All I really want to see is more of that tall lady. I feel like I'm going to need to turn this down. I also have to keep an eye on my webcam, make sure it's not like blocking anything. There she is. She's on the phone.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to our Resident Evil Showcase. I'm your host, Brittany Brombacher, here.
Oh. I just changed it from auto to...
So much for joining us today, and welcome to our Resident Evil Showcase.
We missed her talking, but I think that's fine. Sorry. I just want to make sure the quality doesn't take a nosedive later.
Think positively, all right? We talked about this.
I know. We hardly talk about anything else.
Oh shoot, I'm streaming at 7:20:30. Oh well. It's too late. Too late to change any of that now.
They're coming again.
Mother Miranda, I regret to inform you that Ethan Winters has escaped that fool Heisenberg.
Mother Miranda.
Because he is in my castle and has already proven too much for my daughters to handle. When I find him... No, Mother Miranda. Yes, of course, I understand the importance of the ceremony. I won't let you down.
It's a good engine.
Can someone please tell me what the hell
I like the
is going
aesthetic
on?
of this location.
No. The place is
So
full
far.
of nothing but blood and death.
That includes like the village and stuff. I just think it's a neat setting. I'm a big sucker for a haunted mansion, you know? Alright. These are... Ooh, she has a sword. They're at least better than the goopy mold monsters from 7, which made sense but also didn't have a ton of personality.
Wow. Wow.
That like
Ethan Winters.
Ethan's kid
There
though?
you are.
That Chris was holding? Village. I like what they're doing with the title. Kind of clever. But they also don't want to call it 8, so it's kind of funny that they highlight the numbers anyway.
What you're really made of, Ethan Winters.
Just Heisenberg or whatever. He looks like someone from Bram Stoker's Dracula. I haven't actually watched the movie. I'm currently reading Dracula.
But I still have so many questions. Like, when can I pre-order this thing? Perhaps producer Pete Fabiano has some answers for us. Let's see what he has to say.
What does Pete have to say?
Hey everyone, I'm Pete Fabiano, producer on Resident Evil Village. When we first announced Resident Evil Village back in June, we only mentioned PlayStation 5,
Wait, is the guy in 7
Xbox
based off of
Series
this
X,
guy?
and PC. I'm happy to announce we've been working hard to bring the survival horror experience onto current generation consoles as well. Resident Evil Village will also be coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, day and date with next gen.
Huh.
The PS4 version
Previous
can be
gen as
upgraded
well.
for free to the digital PS5 version, and the Xbox One version gives you
I mean,
free access
if
to
it's
the
on the
game on
same
Xbox
like
Series X through Smart
build
Delivery.
as
It's also my pleasure to tell you exactly when you can get your hands on the game.
2 and 3 remake.
Resident Evil Village will be available worldwide on May 7th, 2021, with pre-orders kicking off today. Alongside the standard edition, we have a few other options for the game. First, we have Digital Deluxe Edition, available on all platforms.
Save
Players will be able
device.
to heighten their survival horror experience with extra content, including in-game items that call back to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. There's also a collector's edition for consoles that includes all the deluxe edition content, as well as a striking figure of Chris Redfield, a steelbook case, poster, and art book.
I mean, those are
For
nice
those of you who
things.
haven't
I'm not
played
going to
the
get
previous
them, but
entry,
those are nice.
We have the Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Bundle. This lets you get your hands on the award-winning RE7 while you wait for Resident Evil Village. Pre-order any of these editions, and you'll be able to get your hands on both the Mr. Raccoon weapon accessory and their survival resource
Weapon
pack,
charm?
which will offer
They have
additional
gun
support during the
charms?
first few hours of gameplay. Finally, digital pre-orders.
I wonder
from
if it's just,
PlayStation
like,
Store
just the
will receive
pre-order
an
stuff.
Exclusive Resident Evil Village mini soundtrack.
All right, I've been waiting for this. I know you've been waiting for this. It's time for the world premiere first look at Resident Evil Village gameplay. Alongside this first look, we have Pete Fabiano back to offer some insights as well. Let's take a look.
The good stuff is starting, I guess. World premiere.
Now we're here to give you an exclusive first look.
Look, if you're gonna flash the
Resident
words
Evil
world
Village
premiere, I
gameplay.
mean, you better just say it in the movie trailer voice.
Just like in Resident Evil 7
PS5
Biohazard,
gameplay.
you'll be taking control of Ethan Winters. You'll make your way from the village to the castle.
That's a
Players will need to
striking
get
image.
in and search for their kidnapped daughter. As you've noticed by now, Resident Evil Village keeps the first-person perspective. We think it really draws players into the detailed world we've created.
I have no opposition to first person. I was wondering what they do. Now that they have like modern first and third person basically laid out.
You'll see a lot of those little details come to life here.
Very nice environments.
The team put a ton of effort into creating a truly authentic feel. From art design to technology, everything
You know, if
ties
there's
together
a
and creates some
if there really is a
beautiful
Resident Evil 4 remake, how many of these assets do you think are purpose built to be also
visuals. Now it's time to
fitting
meet some of
in with
castle
the
denizens.
Resident Evil 4 castle?
As you'd expect, a warm welcome's
It
not
is.
really
It
what's
is
in
quite
store for
pretty.
you.
Yo, what's up, John Copper? But like, if you're making a Resident Evil 4 remake, some of these castle assets are doing double duty. That's for sure.
Man blood.
Which is smart, of course. You know.
Now,
She's tall.
wow.
Almost hit her head a lot.
Well, Ethan Winters, you escaped my little brother's idiot games, did you? Let's see how special you are.
Shifting gears a bit, we're finally going to show off some combat.
What giant monster is she going to turn into at the end of the game? Because you know she's going to be a giant monster, right?
It's not just
This looks
about
weird
shooting.
over here.
Guarding will also be an important part of the game.
Okay, similar 7 mechanics. Oh, except you've got to push. That makes sense.
Each type of enemy has their own distinct
Then
way of
there's the
fighting,
werewolves,
so you'll need to
so
change up your strategy to defeat
Whatever
them.
they are, werewolves.
Everyone knows what to do with red barrels, right?
Hey, you ever played a video
Some
game?
people
You ever
remember
seen a
similar
red
management
barrel
system in
before?
Resident Evil 4. This time around, we've added crafting, which allows you to create
What if
items
you
such as
shot
first
that
aid
red
and
barrel?
ammo.
Huh?
There's also an assortment of weapons to find and utilize throughout the game.
We got a little bit more space to play with than 7 and the remakes in terms of inventory. So,
waiting for you, Mr. Winter.
who is this guy? Is he the merchant?
Anyone who is anyone has heard of the likes
Wow,
of you.
new merchant.
The merchant makes a return. This time he's known as the Duke.
I mean,
You'll be going to
Can't
him to
beat
buy
the
and
4
sell
merchant,
weapons,
but, you know.
amongst other things. The director wanted to give him a unique look, and you'll often find him in different situations each time you encounter him. He's an interesting fella.
you can break pots. Important object smashing
away with a trusty
gameplay.
knife.
Really
There's plenty of
important.
items
Gotta
to
keep
find in
that.
your trap. Wait, do you hear that? And we've also got extra objectives outside of the main ones.
I've
Of course,
confirmed.
it goes without saying.
But does it still
plenty
make the
of puzzles to
magical
solve
like
for
orange
players to
juice,
move forward.
or is it something else?
Oh, and plenty of surprises to keep you on your toes.
Oh, we're still Ethan, so I guess it would still be the orange juice. Not bugs again. I hope they're not quite as annoying as
Let me string you up, slice your jugular.
the
and
bugs
just
in
watch.
7. It's like Marguerite version 2.
Well, that's one way to end the video.
But yes,
Now that we've shown you what's in
It
store
is.
for Resident Evil Village, let's take a look at the exclusive PlayStation 5 demo.
there are also many other ways to end a video. Maiden. Oh yeah, I assume they're gonna do the similar like
For this demo,
demo situation,
won't be
right?
playing as Ethan, but as a character we're
7 had a
referred to
pretty
as
cool demo. I like
Maiden.
7's demo.
Unlike the actual game, this experience doesn't feature combat or even blocking.
Alright.
We're hoping to have players get a real feel for the visuals and audio as they take the Maiden on her journey.
Is that the
to
demo
find the
thing
way
I
out.
signed up for? Oh wait, no, that was like a
Download the
beta.
exclusive demo on PlayStation 5 today.
Today?
Of
And
course,
I'm probably not gonna
we
play it
want
today.
as many people as possible to get a chance to play.
Most
So
likely.
we'll have a
Well, I
separate
don't know.
new demo available on all platforms, ready for sometime this spring.
I might just be waiting for that one
This
because
year
if I'm
marks
gonna
the
play it on
25th
PC when it
anniversary of the
actually
Resident
comes
Evil
out,
franchise, with the very first game releasing in
I'll
Japan
play
back
that
on March
demo.
22nd, 1996. Since then, the series has expanded well beyond the realm of video
here it
games.
comes.
From
Mercenaries
toys and board games to
Anniversary
CG movies to
Edition.
live-action Hollywood films, Resident Evil has become a cultural icon.
Resident Evil 4
continues
remake.
to offer surprises
I don't
around
think they're
every
gonna stick
corner,
that
so
into
let's
this
pass
one
it
though,
along to
but
producer Tsuyoshi Kanda to hear
don't
more
know.
about what you can expect in 2021.
I was kind of surprised Resistance ended
Earlier
up
this
not
month,
just being like a
we started
different
inviting
mercenaries.
players to join a closed beta test. The test won't happen until later next week, but I want to use this chance to reveal more details. With the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil coming on March 22nd, we are excited to celebrate this milestone.
It's a battle
with our fans.
royale.
Last September, we showed off a piece of key art showcasing some of Resident Evil's iconic characters to start the celebration. Now, I'm happy to announce what was behind that. Let's take a look.
I don't even remember what art they showed off before. This is the police station. It's a very comic booky filter. What? I don't understand what this is. What? Is it literally just like, here's a shooty, okay, well at least you can play as monsters too. Is it just like Smash Bros but with
Arrowverse is
Resident Evil
one of the
mechanics?
ways we are
What?
celebrating the
I don't
25th
understand what this
anniversary Of
is.
the franchise, showcasing so many of the
This
characters
seems
that fans love. It'll be available
not
for free
great.
to anyone who purchases
At
Resident
least
Evil
it's free.
Village. So be sure to follow the Resident Evil social channels for the latest news. And check out the official website for even more
mean-
details.
Okay, when do you think... This is like what games would have done in like 10 years ago, where they had like a multiplayer mode just because they could add one. And it wasn't always great. Sometimes it was fun.
For the occasion,
That's
we are
what that
bringing the
feels like.
celebration to our game, Tom Clancy's The Division 2. For a limited time,
It's like you got this GameCube game. It's got the single player, which is the main point of the game. Then they added like a multiplayer. It's like Donkey Kong 64 multiplayer, you know? Or whatever.
As a warm-up. Now let's have a look at some
I'm not playing the Division 2, so I don't care. There's the novelty of playing as like Jack Baker on monsters and stuff, but I don't think I'd be particularly compelled by the gameplay and that multiplayer mode. Punk, he's back. Is this the TV thing?
バイオハザードの映像作品にてプロデューサーを務めていますカプコンの小林博之です。昨年発表しましたフル 3DCG アニメーションバイオハザードインフィニットダークネスについてお話したいと思います。ゲームでおなじみのレオンとクレアが活躍する物語となっております。時間軸はバイオハザード4の後の数年後のお話となっております。
Is Resident Evil 2 the Final Fantasy 7 of the Resident Evil franchise?
事件に巻き込まれます。この作品はですね、Netflix にて全世界、配信になりますので、皆さんお楽しみください。
It is, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's a good game.
A lot's been happening, and I hope you enjoyed watching. But if you missed anything along the way,
I feel like it has a stronger claim to being
Resident Evil social channels and official website,
one of the stronger games than Resident Evil 7 does.
Resident Evil Village is available for pre-order starting today.
Although the remake of the first game is pretty damn good.
Xbox One, and Steam for PC. And don't forget, PlayStation 5 owners get a sneak peek through downloadable content available worldwide starting today. It has been an absolute honor to celebrate the amazing Resident Evil leading up to its 25th anniversary with all of you across the globe.
What even represents?
I'm your host, Brittany Brombacher, and thank you so much for watching.
A slightly divisive but extremely successful game that maybe changed the direction. Maybe 13 or something. Something that wasn't the first not turn-based one, which would have been, I don't know. Alright, well, I'm kind of glad it didn't show too much. That new multiplayer thing looks like a fun distraction for a while, but I don't think it has much staying power. I don't know. If Village is like 7, it'll be fun. I like the setting. The enemies look like they have a lot more personality than the goop monsters from 7, so that's cool. You got werewolves, you got ghouls, you got Tall Lady. I like Tall Lady. I don't know. Looks like it might be a bit more action-y than 7. 7 was action-y enough, I suppose. But you at least have, it looks like you might have more guns to play with, kind of like 4. Yeah, I mean, I loved 7. If they can make something like 7, but maybe with, carry more of the energy that the initial part of 7 did. The first part of 7 is really strong, and the boat is not as strong. Like, when you get onto the abandoned boat, it's kind of a slog. I feel like. That section isn't as great. I think part of it's the environment, and then part of it's just, what you do in that boat. The protagonist switch is fine there. Like, I don't care about that. But the boat environment is... I do like... There was one thing I liked about the boat, and I thought that the... setting up the elevator... Like, using the broken down elevator to navigate the boat was kind of interesting. If they focused a bit more on the boat and had it be a better section of the game, I wouldn't have minded it the second time around as much. But yeah, the manor is still the best part. I feel like that's a common thing in a lot of video games, especially horror games and stuff like this, is the early section ends up being so good, and then you get like really powerful if things have to get more actiony or something. I don't know, but I like the setting of this one. Between the snowy village and the castle, I feel like that's a pretty good combination. And then maybe you can have a lot of diversity in the village or the castle, really. Depends on what they do. So, I'm looking forward to it.